So I've parked and I have all my essential gear on my back and in my hands, and I'm gonna follow this stream here down to the lake, and this should provide some opportunities to find more varieties of life, some things I could forage along the way, maybe some bait, and it should be a short hike into the lake, and I'm pretty much in the middle of nowhere right now. This road really beat up my truck, but anyway, I'm going to save some battery because I don't have a ton of battery to shoot video, and I'd like to shoot more interesting things than just me walking down a stream. Alright? Yeah! I'm really excited. So, I'm in the middle of nowhere in the Bigelow Preserve in Maine here, and it took me about 2 or 3 hours, I don't even know, to get here. It was a really long walk. It was much harder than I expected it was going to be. I caught a couple frogs that I'm going to use for bait, hopefully at some point, but for now I'm going to try to set up a shelter on this flat rock. What I wish I had found is a sandy beach, which is usually what I camp on out here, but I usually come in my boat, not by foot. And in my boat, I can go up the shoreline and I can spot good spots, and it's just too much work to hike any longer, so I'm going to start building a shelter here. So I've got kind of a frame started here for my shelter. I'm going to sleep between these two rocks in here. I'm right on the water, which isn't ideal really. If it got stormy, I'd probably want to be up on land more, but it's not supposed to be that bad, and I like being on the lake. So there's plenty of driftwood around here. There's a lot of beaver activity, so they basically chop down wood, and this lake is actually a flooded river, so it still has a current, and so stuff just floats down the river and ends up on the shoreline. Anyway, I'm going to keep working on this, put some cozy pine boughs down in there or something, and get a tarp on it. Alright. So I had a little hole here with some water in it that I filled in with some dirt and stuff. Just used my pot here and just filled it in with sand and pebbles. And there's some moss I just grabbed, and got some pine boughs in there. I'm gonna get a little bit more, but once all this is down, I have a nice lofty sleeping bag, so it should be comfortable. Yes sir. So here's my frontier shack, I guess. I got some firewood collected here, and I'm gonna probably chop up this log and find a better seat. And then I've got this all tied down, tied off these logs and stuff. These are some sticks I thought were interesting, so I kept them. I'm not gonna burn them. Got my bow, and this, I just kind of weighted it down with that log, tied it down. And same thing over here. And that's it. And I'm going to sleep between these two rocks. I got a window. See my window? Yep. And then got all my gear in there. That should be comfy. As long as the bugs don't fly away with me. It's the official bird of Maine, the mosquito. I gotta start a fire at some point and get some water boiling because I'm gonna be thirsty. I brought 1 quart and it's almost gone. That hike was just so brutal. Brutal, I tell ya! Yay, I'm pretty stoked. I just found all the stuff I thought I forgot. My first aid kit, paracord, bug spray. I know that's not allowed out alone, but it's allowed here. And I brought some TP. But if I have to go, I'll probably just get in the water and let it rip. Anyway, stoked on that because that's pretty bad. I slipped on a rock on my way in, and that's from trees and brush. But yeah, I'm gonna clean that up and put a bandage on it. Yep. I'm gonna add just a little bit of pine needles to my water. Hopefully that doesn't, it might make it taste a little better. Not that I've tasted it yet, but it probably tastes like a lake. Yum. So I got water boiled. Yay. Got let it cool in here. There's some water. So that should be sanitary and safe to drink now. And also made myself a little fishing rig here. I've got this long stick so I can try to reach out into the water. Because the way this current is, the wind is coming at me, so I'm not going to be able to float something out very far. And so I got this little bobber here that I made. And a hook attached to it. I don't have a lot of bait. I have 2 frogs. So I might try to find some other things to put on a hook. Crawfish are around here, and yeah, I should be able to find some stuff to fish with. And yeah, I'm gonna do that in a little bit. The fish probably aren't biting yet. They like the evenings. Peace. Here we go. This is what we call in Maine paper. I don't know if they call it that everywhere, but birch bark just goes up great. Probably the oil in it. That's my first ferro rod experiment. Things work pretty good. I think I just have to do it slower. It seemed to work a lot better when I did that. It'd be nice if I had a pot that could hang. Build this fire in a way so that I can put the pot across a couple logs or something. Alright, fire started. Caught myself a little crawfish. See that? Looks like a little lobster bob. Wicked awesome. Wicked awesome. It's much easier to catch those things with a trap. I kind of have an idea. I brought along this water bottle, and I think I'm going to try to make some sort of a cone to put in the top of it, create like a crab trap. And I brought along a little bit of beef jerky. Some beef jerky and some nuts. That's what I brought with me. Mostly because I haven't eaten today. So I'll put a piece of beef jerky in there and see if I can catch some crawfish overnight so I have bait tomorrow. But I can catch a couple by hand, that's cool too. It's all good in the hood. Alright, later. So, I'm looking for crayfish and this thing lands beside me. And I thwacked it. So I've got a dragonfly, and then I find this line, this fishing line. I have my own line, but I'm going to try using this line, just for the hell of it. And I'm going to do some like fly fishing. Try it out. So I'm going to make a little something here and try this out. It looks like I could actually create a kind of a sail bobber. I'm going to attach this stuff together, and then I'm going to put it on a piece of floating wood. And then attach a hook and bait to that and see if I can float it out a little deeper and possibly catch fish. Yeah! So I've got my crude sailboat idea here. I'm going to attach some paracord to it and see if I can sail it out that way. Seems like the waves are going out there and maybe it'll be a little deeper. If it works, maybe I'll attach a line to it and catch some fish. Yar! Boat fishing. Oh, she's a fine vessel. I had to go with a different different chunk of wood because that first one it kept tipping over. But this one seems to be staying up straight and it's slowly but surely pulling out cord. We'll see how far out it gets, and this will be an interesting little project. It's funny. It's cracking me out. But hopefully that cord isn't too much weight for it. If it is, you can use fishing line. But yeah. I didn't have any champagne to break on the hull. If I had any champagne, I'd probably put it in my mouth. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Tune in later. There she goes again, this time with fishing line. And got that rigged up right here. Let's see if it pulls it out. It's already gone further than the other time when it had the paracord on it, so. Sailing, it takes you away to where I'm going. Could it be? So this thing is working mint. It's way out there, it's pretty deep there. I'm gonna haul it in and rig up a line on it and see if I can catch anything between now and evening. That'd be great. Alright, here's the true test. It's back out there with a hook and a crawfish on it. It's taking out line. That's good. Let's see if anything hits it. It should tip over if a fish hits it. This would be a great little floating trot line. I made a bigger one.